All right, so you're prepping for a cloud engineer interview.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. Huge step.
Big one.
And we've got a whole bunch of RoleCatcher resources here to help you, like, totally crush it.
Yeah.
Think of it kind of like your insider guide, not just to, like, the technical stuff,
Right.
but to, like, how you really show off your skills.
Yes.
To impress those interviewers.
Absolutely. It's like having a playbook for the interview process.
Exactly.
A good one goes beyond just, like you said, the basics.
Yeah, we're going to do a deep dive into some of the most common cloud engineer interview questions.
Okay.
We'll give you strategies that go way beyond, just textbook answers.
Love it.
And we're going to be pulling insights straight from RoleCatcher's career guide.
Nice.
And their really impressive AI copilot.
Yeah. Copilot's ability to analyze job descriptions and, like, tailor feedback to specific roles.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a game changer.
It is.
It's like having a personal interview coach who knows exactly what each employer is looking for.
Sure.
Okay, let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
One of the first questions you might get is, tell us about your experience with cloud infrastructure.
Right.
Now, I know you've got the skills,
Right.
but how do you make that answer stand out?
Yeah, you don't want to just, like, list technologies. It's all about storytelling. So instead of just saying, I'm familiar with AWS, you got to paint a picture.
Okay.
What projects did you work on? What were your responsibilities?
So, like, instead of just saying that, you could be like,
Yeah.
I migrated our company's database to AWS,
Yes.
which boosted performance by 20%.
Exactly. Quantifiable results are gold.
Oh, yeah.
They demonstrate your value, not just your knowledge.
I like that.
And here's where RoleCatcher's Copilot can give you an edge.
Okay.
It helps you identify those key metrics that align with the specific job you're after.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you ensure the security of cloud infrastructure?
Ooh, big one.
Now, security is huge in the cloud.
Absolutely.
This is your chance to shine.
You want to think layers of protection.
Okay.
So mention things like multi-factor authentication, encryption,
Right.
regular security audits.
Yeah.
But don't just, like, name drop them.
Right.
Explain how you've implemented them.
And this is where those real-world examples come in again.
Yes.
Have you ever had to deal with a security vulnerability?
Right.
How did you handle it?
Mm-hmm.
What steps did you take to mitigate the threat?
These stories demonstrate your problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
And your commitment to security best practices.
Let's say,
Yeah.
you discovered a misconfigured security group that was leaving data exposed.
Oh.
You could say, I immediately implemented multi-factor authentication and conducted a full security audit to ensure our data was protected.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Shows you take security seriously and know how to act decisively.
I like it.
All right, now another question you might get is, what is your experience with containerization technologies like Docker and Kubernetes?
Oh, those are hot topics.
They are.
You definitely want to be prepared for this one.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about just knowing the names.
It's about actions, not buzzwords.
Okay.
So have you built containers? Have you deployed applications using Docker?
Okay.
Orchestrated them with Kubernetes? Show them you've got hands-on experience.
So instead of saying, like, I'm familiar with Docker,
Right.
you could say, I use Docker to containerize our application, which made it much easier to scale and deploy.
Yes. Show them you understand the practical applications of these technologies.
Okay.
And Copilot can help you fine-tune your answer
Yeah.
to highlight those specific containerization skills that are most relevant to the job you're applying for.
That's awesome. All right, next up, tell us about a challenging project you worked on in the cloud.
Ooh, I like this one.
Now, this is your chance to really tell a story.
This is your hero moment.
I love that.
Choose a project that really pushed you, where you had to overcome obstacles and achieve a significant outcome.
Your hero moment.
Yes.
And to make sure you tell it like a really captivating story.
Yeah.
Think about the STAR method situation. Task action
It's
result.
like the scene.
Yeah. Describe the challenge. Outline the steps you took.
Okay.
And highlight that positive impact you made.
So, for example, you could say, we were tasked with migrating a legacy application to the cloud with minimal downtime.
Right.
The challenge was. And then walk them through your approach and the successful outcome.
Exactly. It's clear, it's compelling, it showcases your problem-solving abilities and your ability to deliver results.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay, another common question is, how do you approach disaster recovery and business continuity in the cloud?
All right.
This goes beyond just backing up your data.
For sure, this shows you're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Anticipating potential problems. Planning for the worst-case scenario. So talk about high-availability architectures.
Yes.
Data replication. Failover procedures.
Right.
And again, don't be afraid to use those real-world examples.
For example, you could say, in my previous role, I designed a disaster recovery plan that involved replicating our data across multiple availability zones.
Okay.
We conducted regular failover tests to ensure business continuity.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This demonstrates that you understand the importance of proactively protecting critical systems and data.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've covered some great technical questions so far.
We have.
But let's switch gears for a moment and talk about those soft skills employers love.
Ooh, yes. These are just as important as your technical abilities,
Yeah.
especially as you progress in your career. So we're talking about things like communication, collaboration, problem solving, and the ability to work effectively in a team.
Exactly. And the beauty is you can weave these skills into your answers to the technical questions.
Oh, like that.
Yeah. So for instance, when discussing that challenging project, mention how you collaborated with your team, communicated effectively with stakeholders.
Yes.
Or use critical thinking to overcome obstacles.
It paints a picture of you as a well-rounded candidate who not only possesses those technical chops, but also excels in those interpersonal skills that are so essential for success in any team environment.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But we're just getting started.
More to come.
When we come back, we'll dive into more interview questions.
Okay.
Explore how RoleCatcher's AI can take your preparation to the next level.
I love it.
And give you even more strategies to help you stand out from the crowd.
Looking forward to it.
Stay tuned.
All right, let's get back to those interview questions and how to really knock their socks off.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Speaking of knocking their socks off, serverless computing.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely a hot topic these days. How would you recommend approaching the question, what is your experience with serverless computing?
This is where you can really showcase your knowledge of those serverless platforms.
Okay.
Like AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, Google Cloud Functions. But again, it's not just about knowing the names.
Right.
Tell them about specific serverless applications you've built.
Right. So instead of just saying, I'm familiar with serverless, you could say something like, I developed a serverless application using AWS Lambda that processed real-time data from IoT devices.
Perfect.
But then take it a step further.
Yes.
How did you design it? What challenges did you face?
Talk about the architecture.
Okay.
Your role in the development process and how you handled things like scaling and maintenance.
Right.
Did you use a serverless framework? What were the benefits?
Yeah.
These details demonstrate your depth of understanding.
It's like painting a picture for them.
Absolutely.
Letting them see you in action.
Yeah.
Solving real-world problems using serverless technology.
That's it.
Okay, now shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about optimization.
All right.
The question, how do you optimize cloud infrastructure for performance and cost? Can be a tricky one.
It can.
Because it requires a delicate balance.
For sure. It's like walking a tightrope.
Yeah. You want high performance, but you also need to keep costs under control.
You do.
So how do you strike that balance?
Well, you start by explaining your understanding of the key levers you can pull for both performance and cost. So on the performance side, you might mention things like load balancing, auto-scaling, and caching.
Okay. And then for cost optimization, you could talk about reserved instances, spot instances, right-sizing resources, and using cloud cost management tools.
Those are all good ones, but don't just like rattle off a list of techniques.
Right.
Share specific examples of how you've implemented these techniques in real-world scenarios.
So for instance, you could say, I implemented auto-scaling to adjust resources dynamically based on demand, improving performance during peak hours and reducing costs during periods of low usage.
Perfect. It shows you understand the principles of optimization and have the practical experience to back it up.
Now let's move on to a question that allows you to show your passion.
Oh, I like it.
What is your experience with cloud-native application development?
All right, this is where you can geek out a little bit.
I like it. Tell them about your love for building applications that are designed for the cloud from the ground up.
Exactly. Talk about your familiarity with frameworks like Spring Boot Node.js or .NET Core. Highlight your experience with containerization, serverless computing, and other cloud-native technologies.
It's about demonstrating that you're not just adapting existing applications to run in the cloud, but that you're embracing the cloud-native mindset.
Yes.
And building truly cloud-optimized solutions.
Precisely, you could say something like, I have experience developing cloud-native applications using Spring Boot and Docker.
Okay.
We leverage containerization to ensure consistency across environments and streamline our deployment process.
Awesome. Now, monitoring and alerting are critical aspects of cloud operations.
Absolutely.
How would you approach the question? What is your experience with cloud monitoring and alerting?
This is where you can talk about your experience with those cloud monitoring tools, like CloudWatch Azure Monitor or Google Cloud Monitoring.
Okay.
Walk them through how you set up monitoring,
Okay.
defined key metrics, and configured alerts.
It's about showing them that you're proactive in identifying and resolving issues before they impact users.
Right. For example, you could say, I've configured CloudWatch dashboards to track crucial performance metrics like CPU utilization, latency, and error rates.
Okay.
I've also set up alerts to notify me immediately if any anomalies are detected, allowing me to quickly troubleshoot and resolve issues.
That's a great example. Now, let's not forget about RoleCatcher's AI Copilot.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
We talked earlier about how it can analyze your answers and provide tailored feedback.
Right.
But how does it work? It's magic.
Copilot uses advanced natural language processing to understand the nuances of language and the specific requirements of different job roles. It goes beyond just identifying keywords.
Okay.
It actually assesses the content and quality of your answers.
So it's like having a personal interview coach.
It is.
Who can pinpoint areas where you might need to improve.
Yeah.
Or provide specific suggestions for how to make your answers even stronger.
Exactly. For instance, if you're applying for a role that emphasizes security, Copilot will pay close attention to how you address security-related questions and offer feedback tailored to those specific requirements.
That's incredible. It takes the guesswork out of interview preparation.
For sure.
It helps you focus on what really matters.
Absolutely. Speaking of what really matters, one of the biggest challenges candidates face is tailoring their resumes to each specific job description.
Yeah, it's so time-consuming to customize your resume for every application.
It is.
But isn't that what employers expect?
It is, and that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in again.
Okay.
Copilot can analyze job descriptions, identify the key skills and experiences that are most relevant, and suggest ways to optimize your resume to make it more appealing to recruiters and hiring managers.
Oh, wow, that's a huge time saver. It's like having a personal career coach helping you craft the perfect resume for each opportunity.
And it's not just about getting noticed.
Right.
It's about showcasing the skills and experiences that are most relevant to each specific role.
Yeah.
Increasing your chances of landing an interview.
This is all so valuable. It sounds like RoleCatcher has really thought of everything to help job seekers succeed.
They really have. It's an incredibly powerful platform that empowers anyone, regardless of their experience level, to navigate the complexities of the job market and land their dream job.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from technical questions to soft skills and the power of RoleCatcher's AI.
A lot of good stuff.
We're almost done, but we'll be right back to wrap things up and leave you with some final thoughts to consider as you prepare for that cloud engineer interview. Okay, we're back and ready to wrap up this deep dive into acing that cloud engineer interview.
Yes.
We've talked about technical expertise, the power of storytelling, those essential soft skills.
Absolutely.
And how RoleCatcher's AI can give you like a serious advantage.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
But before you walk into that interview room, there's one more thing we need to talk about.
All right, I'm all ears.
Okay, so we focused a lot on how to answer specific questions.
Right.
But there's a bigger picture here, a mindset that can really set you apart.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
What's this secret sauce, this mindset shift that can make all the difference?
Think of it as showcasing your passion and your commitment to growth. Remember those career stage profiles we mentioned earlier from RoleCatcher's Career Guide?
Oh, right. The ones that break down the typical cloud engineer journey.
Yeah.
From junior level all the way up to principal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Take some time to really understand those profiles. What are the key skills and responsibilities at each level?
Okay.
How does the role evolve as you gain experience?
So it's not just about showing them where you are now.
Right.
It's about showing them where you want to go.
Exactly.
Your vision for your career in the cloud.
That's it.
And that's where the passion comes in.
Yes.
Let your enthusiasm for cloud technology shine through.
For sure.
Talk about what excites you about the field. The problems you're eager to solve, the innovations you're following.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, skills can be learned, but passion is contagious.
That's true.
It shows them you're not just looking for a job,
right?
But a career you're truly invested in.
And speaking of investment, the cloud is constantly evolving. New technologies emerge all the time.
All the time.
So how do you stay ahead of the curve?
That's the question everyone wants to know the answer to.
Right. It's about showing them you're a lifelong learner.
Yes.
Someone who's always seeking new knowledge and pushing their boundaries.
Yeah, I got it.
So maybe you're taking online courses, attending industry conferences, or experimenting with the latest cloud services in your spare time.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, let them see that thirst for knowledge, that drive to stay at the forefront of innovation.
Absolutely, because that's what makes a truly exceptional cloud engineer, someone who's not just keeping up, but leading the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you prepare for that interview, remember, it's not just about answering questions correctly. It's about telling your story, showcasing your passion, and demonstrating your commitment to growth
for sure
in this exciting and ever-changing field.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, as you gear up for that cloud engineer interview?
Yeah.
You're walking in armed with insights from RoleCatcher's resources. You're prepared for those tough technical questions, ready to showcase those essential soft skills.
Yes.
And most importantly, radiating that genuine passion for the cloud.
Absolutely. And don't forget, you have the power of RoleCatcher's AI in your corner.
Yeah.
Copilot will help you fine-tune your resume, tailor your answers, and gain that extra edge to stand out from the competition.
You got this.
You do.
Now, one final thought to leave you with as you embark on this journey.
Okay.
Ask yourself, how will I contribute to the future of cloud computing?
That's a powerful question.
Let that be your guiding star.
Yeah.
And you'll not only ace the interview, but also set yourself on a path to an incredible career in the cloud.
Couldn't agree more.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the cloud.